Good morning. This is Marie Balange. I've just finished planting 2 coffee saplings at the end of the road that Aliping built, and it took me about 40 minutes to get here. This is the view that you can see. You have dead pine trees or dying pine trees, and then you have, of course, the rock slide. This is the work that he's done, and I will turn this camera on while we walk back, and I'd like to show you an aquifer which apparently he must have destroyed. I'm not sure if this project has been planned for many years. We're still looking through documents upon documents. Here it is. Water is just seeping out of rock. So if you think an aquifer is like a sponge in the earth, it is a sponge made of rock. Okay. And further down this road, you will see many erosions. There are eroded portions of the mountain because the soil has been disturbed, and on the road itself you can see telltale signs of where the water passes when it rains, and these later on will give way and probably erode as well. Now this portion erodes down to one of the springs I know, which is down there. I think it will go to the Degdegwayan area, as you can see that shiny rooftop in the screen. Now Taray doesn't know where to go. I usually let her come with me. Okay, then this is what we have to climb. Quite precarious because a wrong move or might dislodge some of the rocks to go tumbling down. Okay, there's Taray. She doesn't know which way to pass, but since she has a low center of gravity and she has 4 legs on which to balance herself, I trust that she will be able to come catch up with me. Okay, now we continue on our walk. Here is another spring that has been disturbed. Okay. Many may argue that it rained yesterday, that's why there is water. But if you notice the surrounding areas, you find no traces of wetness. Okay, another slide. Some of the trees that were cut inadvertently by the road widening or the road making has been turned into firewood. Now, according to Cher Nolasco, who is the president of Cosa Nostra, an environmental group that has a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Environment and Natural Resources for Mount Santo Tomas, pine trees of this size and smaller, like that portion, are cut by pocket miners because the saling or the pine wood burns to a certain temperature and lasts a long time that allows for gold to be melted from the ore. Now, we don't see any pocket mining in this part of the road, but earlier today I heard 2 explosions while I was planting some coffee seedlings or saplings. Okay, at this area you can clearly see, let me pan to the left, you can see the Baguio Airport, the Baguio Airport. Oops, quite slippery. Look at the big pine tree that was cut to make way for this road. Whew. Okay, we see a tired dog trying to catch some rest underneath the shade of a pine tree. The logs that were cut. Look at these. Whoa, ho, ho. This is the destruction that Congressman Nic Aliping has done. Admittedly, it was done in the municipality of Tuba Benguet and not Baguio City, where the congressman is in an elected position. Nevertheless, he is at a level wherein he has destroyed 40% of the springs that feed his constituents. 40% of the Baguio Water District supply is coming from this mountain. The other 60% divided in other water sheds. Ooh, okay, this looks like tricky. Here we go. Let's try this. We have the watersheds of Cannon Road. That's at Camp 8. There is a pumping station there for Bawadi. There is a watershed at Busol, which has also been infiltrated by supporters of Nic Aliping. Whoa! Sorry about that. And another watershed in the Pinget area. Now, I'm not sure who these people are. Next time I come, I will have to be bringing a bigger plastic bag to gather trash. There we go, ahead of us is Taray, taking a rest underneath the shade of a pine tree. Okay, let's go again. Now, we have no idea for the reason of this road making. It is believed that the congressman has been using the excuse of a farm-to-market road, but Santo Tomas, which covers Mount Cabuyao, is a National Forest Reserve, proclaimed such in 1937. So there should be no farms in the area. But we will be seeing the extent also of farming as we document the damage on Mount Santo Tomas and Cabuyao Forest Reserve. Now, as we rest a while, I'd like to point out that the Santo Tomas Forest Reserve is home to many endemic species. According to the University of the Philippines Baguio Biological Department, they have done studies since 2004 of the species that live here. One species in particular, which we can commonly say is the cloud rat, is endemic to this region. However, with the entry of man into a forest reserve, as well as the making of farms and the inadvertent produce from the farms, pesky rats, probably from the city, have now outnumbered the cloud rat species. Personally, I have no idea what is the significance of a cloud rat in these regions or even in the web of life, but I trust that nature has a way of making sure that all creatures have their own significance. Even the mosquitoes I hate. Look at this. Ooh, big rock there. Slid from that part. Okay. And here's a sample of farm that I've been talking about. And more down there. This area leads to the burial cave, which in one news report is being claimed to have been destroyed as well. Look at those. Okay, these are portions where you can clearly see the mountain will be giving way soon with the rains. I'm not sure if it's because it's gravity assisted by this pine tree, but in the first place, let's think about the disturbance that the Aliping has brought to this area. Now, this is a widened portion with the probable hopes that it's a jump-off point to the Iboloy burial site, which is beyond those trees over there. Now, panning to the left, we can see the clouds moving into Degdeguayan, I think that's Bakakeng, Balakbak, and portions of Baguio. I end this first part of this video from this Aliping destroyed pathway.